Dawn crept slowly over the quiet village of Umuachi, brushing gold across the rooftops and waking the restless birds hidden in the trees. It was a peaceful place, small, warm, familiar. But that morning, peace arrived with a stranger. He stood at the edge of the marketplace, tall, calm, and oddly radiant, though no one noticed it at first. His clothes were simple, too simple for someone with such presence. His eyes carried a depth that felt older than time itself. He smiled at the villagers passing by, but they simply stared, whispered, or walked faster. They didn't know who he was. They didn't know what he was. Not yet. The market was loud, yet the moment he arrived, a strange quiet formed around him like an invisible cloak. Mama Nkechi, the yam seller, paused mid-shout, her hand frozen in the air. "Good morning," the stranger said gently. She blinked. "You're not from around here." "No," he replied, his eyes warm. "But I've been sent." "Sent? By who?" He only smiled, brushing his fingers across a yam. The bruised skin healed instantly, smoothing over like freshly washed clay. Mama Nkechi gasped, crossing herself. "Blood of Jesus!" The stranger stepped back politely. "Fear not. I only wish to help." But by then a crowd had begun to circle him, curious, uncertain. No one noticed that the air around him shimmered faintly, as though light itself obeyed him. A small boy limped forward, dragging his injured leg. His mother tried to pull him back, but he slipped from her grip. "Sir, can you fix me like the yam?" the boy whispered. The villagers hissed at him. "Chibuese, move back!" But the stranger knelt before the child, his voice tender. "What happened?" "A tree fell and crushed my leg." He touched the leg lightly. A soft glow spilled beneath his fingers. The boy gasped. The limp vanished. The crowd exploded in shouts, some amazed, others afraid. "What are you?" an old man demanded. The stranger's eyes lifted, shining like morning stars. "A messenger," he said simply, "sent because your village has been heard." By afternoon, the stranger was seated under the udala tree, surrounded by villagers. Some knelt in worship, others kept their distance. He spoke calmly, his voice like wind over water. "You have prayed for help, for protection, for mercy. So I was sent." "Sent for what?" the chief asked suspiciously. "To warn you." A hush fell. "There is a darkness coming," the stranger said. "One that seeks to break what is good. But you are not helpless. You only have forgotten." "Forgotten what?" Mama Nkechi asked. "That you were created with strength, with unity, with purpose. But you no longer stand together." People exchanged guilty glances, families silently feuding, neighbors avoiding one another, hearts drifting apart. The stranger continued, "If you remain divided, the darkness will find you easy to conquer." The wind picked up suddenly, swirling dust around them. "It is closer than you think." Evening arrived heavy and strange. The sky darkened too quickly. Birds fled the trees. Dogs barked at nothing. Then the cry came. A scream tore through the village, sharp, panicked. People ran toward the sound, torches shaking in their hands. At the far edge of the village stood a man shrouded in shadows. His presence felt wrong, cold, hollow, hungry. His eyes glowed faintly red. Children hid behind their mothers. Men stepped back instead of forward. But the stranger didn't move. He walked toward the darkness calmly, as though greeting an old enemy. The dark figure hissed, its form twisting like smoke. "You do not belong here," it growled. "I belong wherever the light sends me," the stranger replied. The figure lunged. The torches flickered violently. The villagers cried out as the darkness erupted like a storm. But the stranger lifted his hand, and light burst forward in a blinding wave. The darkness screamed, shrinking, twisting, fighting. "You cannot protect them," it roared. "I can," the stranger said firmly, "but they must also protect one another." The light grew stronger, brighter, purer, and with one final cry, the darkness shattered like burning ash, scattering into the wind. The village fell silent. The stranger stood before them, his calm restored. "Who are you?" a child whispered. He smiled softly. "A servant of the Most High, a watcher, a guardian." "An angel?" Mama Nikichi breathed. "If that helps you understand," he replied. A soft, gentle light flowed from him, wrapping the village in warmth. "You were never abandoned," he said. "You were only drifting. But now, you are awake again." At dawn the next morning, the villagers searched for him, but he was gone. Only a single feather lay where he had stood, white, glowing faintly with golden light. The chief lifted it carefully. Mama Nkechi covered her mouth. Children reached out to touch the air he had once breathed. A calm peace settled over the village, deep, strong, unshakable.